Here is the latest on Tiger Woods. The accident happened here in Rancho Palos, California, just an hour south of downtown Los Angeles and west of Long Beach. It was just after 7 a.m. local time, Pacific time. The car, as you can see, look at it, sustained major damage. The driver and sole occupant was identified as the great golf pro Tiger Woods. He was extricated from the wreck with the jaws of life. He was transported to hospital by ambulance. His agent says he suffered multiple leg injuries and is now in surgery. Steve Futterman is a freelance reporter based in Los Angeles. Steve joins me now. Steve, what can you tell us?
Well, as you said, right now he is in surgery, multiple leg injuries. We've not gotten any additional details, but the good news in the last half hour, we did get news from a LA County Sheriff's officer who said it's his understanding that the injuries are non-life threatening. He says he believes Tiger Woods was conscious when authorities got to the scene of the crash. Now, it was a single vehicle crash, unclear what caused the crash. This is a downhill slope, so it was probably traveling at a very high rate of speed. You can see from the pictures the front end of that vehicle basically completely destroyed. If you notice on the passenger door on the side there, there's a little logo. That is the logo from the Genesis Invitational Golf Tournament that took place here in Southern California this past weekend. Tiger Woods was an honorary host or had some honorary position with the tournament. He was not taking part, obviously. So this may have been a courtesy vehicle from the tournament. We know that Tiger Woods had spent a couple of days here in LA. Originally, he's from the Southern California area, of course, now lives in Florida. He spent some time with the great former basketball star Dwayne Wade, David Spade, the actor. The three of them had some interactions the last couple of days. Now, his condition right now, as we told you, non-life threatening, but these could be very serious injuries. We don't know about internal injuries as well, but right now, according to his agent, multiple leg injuries. He'll be undergoing surgery probably for some time. We only found out, by the way, about the accident around 3 hours after it took place. Took place around just after 7 o'clock local time here. We first were tipped off by the Sheriff's Department just a bit after 10 o'clock local time. So there was a 3-hour period where this news had just not been reported. But again, the good news, we believe Tiger Woods suffering non-life threatening injuries. We believe that he was conscious when authorities got to him and, of course, undergoing the surgery right now.
Yeah, we're all looking at the picture right now, Steve, of where it happened. Can you describe this area a little bit for us? That looks like a wooded area. I'm not sure if it's particularly isolated or not.
It's a very nice area. It's called Rancho Palos Verdes Estates, one of the most economically wealthy areas in the Southern California area. It's south of LA. The tournament was taking place in Pacific Palisades, which is near Santa Monica. It's in the LA area. So Tiger Woods was staying south of LA. He may have been going up to that area or some other golf location. We don't know exactly where he was traveling to, but this is called Rancho Palos Verdes Estates, a very exclusive area. Lots of beautiful homes in the very nice wooded areas. That's where the homes are situated, and that's where he was traveling when this accident took place.
All right. Freelance reporter Steve Futterman in Los Angeles. Steve, thank you very much. Jamie Strachan from CBC Sports has been with us this afternoon, doing a great job covering this story with us. Jamie, what was he doing in Los Angeles?
Carol, this is a charity invitational kind of tournament that he's been a part of, I believe, for a number of years. It's obviously when the name Tiger Woods is associated with something, it attracts a lot of big names, and this week was no different. We've seen lots of pictures on social media of him kind of making the rounds with various actors, big name athletes. So we know he was there. He wasn't actually playing in the tournament as he's recovering from back surgery that he underwent recently. So he was just there, kind of lending his name and his likeness and his persona to this event. And when Tiger Woods is around a golf course, Carol, people are very interested. And so he was in this area participating in the tournament, and we know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, you mentioned he was recovering from back surgery. Tell us more about that if you can.
Yeah, Carol, this is an injury that, one of the various injuries that Tiger Woods has been really grappling with for the last number of years. He's had, various knee issues, various back issues, two very important parts of your body that contribute to a successful golf swing. The back has never, quite been right in recent years, and is really, we've spent more time in the last number of years kind of chronicling, his various surgeries and recoveries and rehabs, and will he play or won't he play, and hasn't played a lot of competitive golf in recent years. But we know that the Masters, one of the four major tournaments in the PGA, at the historic Augusta National Golf Course, was the place that Tiger burst onto the scene, winning and dominating that tournament back in 1997. It's the place where, after going through, again, lots of personal and physical issues, he came back in 2019 and came out of nowhere to win the tournament. So a place that was very special for him, and, saying this week that he was, very much doubting that he would be able to tee it up at that tournament, and that was really the news that was coming out of this tournament.
We all remember the first time he put on that green jacket, right? It's just an incredible moment for the world, because he was such a unique star. He is such a unique star in so many ways. We'll talk a little bit more about his career, but where was he? How would you describe where his career is at right now?
I'd say, definitely at age, 45, given the injuries that he's had and given his, infrequent, play in competitive golf in recent years. I hate using Tiger Woods in the word decline in the same sentence,
right.
But he was definitely not, the dominant golfer that he was in his prime. This is not someone that just, competed and won tournaments. He dominated many tournaments, winning them by 8, 9, 10 strokes, which in the world of professional golf, Carol, virtually, is unheard of. But I think, when Tiger Woods was in a tournament, you always had to be concerned. And I think anybody, even the young guns on the PGA Tour, today would say the same thing. When Tiger Woods was in a tournament, he was a threat to win, no matter where his game was, no matter what injury he had. And we saw that in 2019 at the Masters. I mean, this was a tournament that, Tiger Woods was not playing, great golf coming into. He was not someone who, if you had asked golf insiders leading up to that tournament, was Tiger Woods a threat to win, most people would have said no. But I think, he showed that, if he's going to tee off on Thursday in a golf tournament, he was a threat to win it. And, for me, when I think back to, that 1997 Masters, tournament, when he put that green jacket on, it's one of those moments, even if you didn't follow golf, you remember kind of where you were, because you started hearing about this guy. He was that kind of transcendent figure that if you weren't a sports fan, if you weren't a golf fan, you cared about.